tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on in the morning. I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone, either zoned out of zone. And then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you want to skip and shine and skip and hop and took these sports and made it pop. All right, undisputed.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Guys, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
What do I tell you? The golden rule on this show is what? Never bet against that one man, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Guess what? There has been an avalanche of money bet on Tom Brady and the Bucs against the Rams.
Swung the line.
They swung the line from Rams were favored by a half point to they're now 2.5-point dogs because everybody says, I'm going to listen to what Skip says. I'm going to bet on Brady.
Yeah,
right?
And y'all both, you about to lose some due and they about to lose some money.
Really?
Yep.
I think somebody's in huge trouble sitting across from me.
That is a good rule around here. Never bet against Tom Brady.
Yep, golden rule.
Feeling that way? Oh, we're going to talk about that in just a bit. But there is some drama brewing in Philly, and I have the latest, guys. According to reports, Ben Simmons has played his last game in a Sixer uniform. The star guard has informed the team he will not report to the start of training camp and will never play another game for the 76ers. So, Shannon, how will this end?
Ben Simmons is going to get traded. It was always going to end this way, Skip, after the playoff debacle in which they lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Ben Simmons, one field goal attempt in the fourth quarter over the last 6 games of the series. And after Doc Rivers said what he said after Game 7, after Joel Embiid said what he said after Game 7, I came in here that Monday and I said, Skip, he's going to get traded. He's out of there. I said, there's no way. You ask the head coach, do you believe you could? Now, here's your all-star point guard. You mentioned, you know all the accolades in which he possessed, Skip.
Yeah.
And you was like, I can't answer that right.
We should see that right now, and then you can continue.
Okay.
Let's see what Doc answered.
Doc, you think Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now. So I don't know the answer to that.
You better lie.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe you can. I believe Ben will continue to work to get better. And yes, we can be a championship team. Even if you don't believe it.
I agree.
You got to say the thing.
I agree.
Because once you said that, you're the head coach. And then Joel Embiid follows it up. Like, when did you feel the momentum shift? Well, I felt it shifted when we had a layup and we ended up getting 1 point.
Since you brought that up, let's see that.
I don't know how to say it, but I thought the turning point was just, we had an open shot, and we made one free throw, and we missed the other, and then they came down and scored, and we didn't get a good possession.
Okay, and before you continue, let's see that play.
Yeah.
Let's see the shot that got turned down. Whoops. Wait a second.
I mean, that's 6'10", and here comes 6 foot to challenge you. And you pass it off to Thibault.
Yep.
And that was it. And so, Skip, from that moment on, I knew there's no way that Ben Simmons was going to come back. The only thing that I hope is that Ben Simmons remain professional. I know he said he's not going to show up, and he has no intention. I get that. But remain professional, Ben. Go to camp. Be professional. I know it's going to be hard.
Oh, you want him to go?
Yeah, Skip. Because, Skip, I don't want... Look, here's the thing. I believe both parties want to move on, but the 76ers are perfectly content letting Ben Simmons take the PR hit, because behind the scenes they've been talking about this. There've been little things leaking out over the last couple of years. Ben Simmons could possibly be traded. Yada yada yada. Ben Simmons made it abundantly clear. I believe he believes that you hitched your wagon to Joel Embiid.
Yep.
There is not room for the both of us, and so I think the best thing for the both of us to do is to part ways. The Sixers are perfectly content now, Skip, because who's getting all the PR bad here? It's Ben Simmons. The Sixers like, oh, we want him. Deep down inside, we don't want him. But we want him. We believe we can win a championship. He's a vital piece of our organization. He was a part of the rebuilding, the process. No, we don't. We're trying to trade him. We're trying to maximize the value. But here's the thing, Skip. Once he said what he said, and the teams know that you're trying to get rid of him, they know he doesn't want to be there, Skip. Why am I going to pay you maximum value for something, Skip, when I know you got to get rid of it? I'm gonna sit back and like chill. Hey, you have to take pennies on the dollars for this, bro, or it's gonna be terrible while he's there. So for me, Skip, Ben, you're gonna have to take a deep look at yourself too now, bro. At some point in time, you're gonna have to get better, exponentially better, if you want to be a great player. It's not good enough, and people need to stop telling him, Ben, you don't need to be able to shoot a jump shot. He's the point guard. He's not a center. He's the point guard. He's going to have the ball in his hands the lion's share of the time. He cannot become unplayable, Skip, late in ball games. He can't do that. Ben Simmons is not if, it's just a matter of when he moves on from the 76ers.
So, from the start, you have been down on Ben Simmons as a basketball player. His overall value you have questioned.
I don't believe I haven't seen what you see. You believe he can be, but I haven't seen it.
I see superstar. I see can't replace. I see so much to love, as well as one small thing that can be fixed to be hated. And that is, he's got the demons in his head about the free throw line.
Right.
We've seen a lot of other stars get same demons. LeBron fights with them occasionally, but not to this level. At least LeBron, late in games, if it's just an absolute must, will risk going to the free throw line and shooting the free throws. He got to the point where his IQ is so high, he just said, I will go out of my way to avoid the late game free throw line.
Right.
To your point, that makes you unplayable because they're just going to hack a bin.
Correct.
Because they see it in your body language. You are going to shrink and shy from the free throw line. But I cannot, as the old saying goes, throw out the baby with the bathwater, because the bathwater might be foul, but the baby is super, and he's still an NBA baby.
Well, you better see, what kind of baby is it? Is it a baby tiger, a baby lion? Well, I'm going to get rid of him because I already know what it's going to grow up to be.
Okay. I'm going to reiterate to you, he won Rookie of the Year, which you actually endorsed on this show, over Donovan Mitchell, which I did not love, but he won it.
He won it. He did do that.
And then in each of his next 3 NBA years, he made the All-Star team.
Yes.
And in the last 2 years, he made first team all-defense. And 2 years ago, he led the whole league in steals at 6 feet 10 inches tall. He has averaged 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists on his way to, at some point in his career, obviously, averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
And all I know is that I did see that one game last February with no Embiid. They went to Utah. They did lose the game, but he got upset to the point of furious that Rudy Gobert was getting so much attention for defensive player of the year, right?
Right.
So what happened? He goes out that night solo with no Embiid, and he scores 42 in Gobert's face, making 15 of 26 shots, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists while going from the free throw line 12 out of 13. You can't tell me he's not capable of making free throws. Any human who can go into an NBA game and make 12 out of 13 has the capability to be a decent free throw shooter in the league.
Let's give him a minute.
Capability.
Okay, but here's the thing. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Tom Brady had only one come from behind victory. Would you still say the one guy I don't bet against is Thomas Edwards?
No.
Oh, exactly.
Well,
so he's had one of those games, and now you're saying you're willing to hit your
we're
wagon?
just talking about the potential to do. He's left-handed, obviously.
Right.
Just to do that, the stroke always looks nice to me.
Yes.
It looks solid. It looks like I could work with that.
But Skip,
it's in your head.
Okay, maybe
it's psychological. He needs deep therapy over this. He needs a shot doctor, as in Dr. Freud or Dr. Phil, right?
But what about, Skip, if he gets those things and just be elsewhere? Maybe it's a time for a change of scenery.
All right, I got you. But here's my issue. The more I've thought about this and slept on it, if I'm the Sixers right now, because I have such high regard for him, I'm not going to trade him. I'm especially not going to give him away, but I'm not going to give in to Rich Paul's demands. And I have complimented Rich Paul because he did the right thing for his player, because those are near bridge burning quotes that we just saw. But then after I slept on it last night, I started thinking, Was it not heat of moment? Was it not agony of defeat? Was it not you just got upset by the little upstarts from Atlanta at home in a Game 7?
Okay, I get
right?
that, Skip. I would get
How many
that.
things get said in anguish after a loss?
I would give you that had Doc Rivers been a first-year coach. Doc Rivers is a championship-winning coach.
You're right. I mean, that's fair. It's fair. I also think he's got such a silver tongue. He can be so persuasive, and he's already met with Ben at least once that I know of in the offseason, maybe more than once.
Right.
Can he not make amends? Can
No.
he not mend the fence over time if he'll just come to camp and try to get back into the good graces of the team and try to make it right?
I tell you another guy that said he didn't want to come. And he came to camp, and he says, I'm coming to camp, but I'm coming with the anticipation that you're going to trade me. That was one, Anthony Davis. And how did that end up?
Okay,
Because Dale Demps thought that if I get him here, he's going to be around his guys. He was like, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Was that New Orleans team the 1 seed in the West that year?
No.
Guess what Philly was last year? They were the 1 seed in the East, so something was okay, right?
Yes.
Something was real okay.
But I think the thing is, Skip, I believe you have a higher value placed on Ben Simmons than the Sixers have placed on him.
I don't know about that because I have a very high-placed source there who just 2 years ago told me that all the way up to the top, to the ownership, that they favor Ben Simmons over Joel Embiid for the long haul. And you know all of Joel's injury issues and stomach issues.
Right.
He's always got some issue going on.
Right.
Plus, he can be